This video goes out to Dark Forces, um, the band Let's Do Tool, Azazel, my skating side, Punk, um, Aliens. Um, just gonna do a free for all, a little freelance, just whatever pops in my head in this video chat that I do. Um, where basically I just chat to myself, or I do it like a little videogram, um, kind of like Instagram, where it's a videogram where I'm talking to who I would do the subject to, and it's like they're there and they can receive it. Or I just philosophize um, the things I'm going through and things I've been through, or just whenever I reach a higher peak. Um, I do poems on here. I sing songs. I freestyle rap, or I might, just this is my creative side. This is my hobby, videotaping and doing. This is a craft. So here we go. I was online a lot today, and I got to see a mini concert by Tool on Facebook. It's called a watch party. The group I follow, and that was pretty cool. I've just been in the dark recesses of my mind, traveling. It's kind of like a whole body experience where every body that my body embodies goes along and is affected. I listened to Tool today. The main two songs I listened to today was Sober, and I listened to Bottom, and I listened to Undertow, and I listened to one song off of Opiate. Um, and I got to listen to Zemptis, Seven Emptis, and I listened to Invincible. I saw the video for Invincible. It was really bad as it was, so it was Zemptis. Um, I'm not quite sure how you pronounce the new song for Tool. It's just the number 7, and then the word Temptus, spelled without the T. So I guess it'd be Semptis. It's starting with the S, or it could be Seven Emptis. It's kind of like Seven Empty Nests, or September. But I've been calculating and adding, subtracting, and subtotaling my soul, because sometimes when the world gets me down, or more or less plays out of sequence. That's why I'm really into Tool, because Tool plays um, to a timing I can understand, and a tuning that very much gets my frequency up, so to speak. I get in a frenzy when I hear Tool. And today I searched the dark side after I listened to Tool, and I did a whole little video of skateboard montages. I looked up Ray Barbie, Nodus Copus, which Nodus is first name spelled backwards is Satan. I looked up Mike Vallely. Just to name a few. That's when I finished. But on to the agenda at hand, the powers that be that cocoon me. I searched the alien, search for alien music and contact music and dark meditation. I'm just rewinding my day, what I did today. Just replaying it. Um, but the tool session was really good. I really enjoyed it. Uh, I think I'm listening to Tool all night tonight, and start. I'm gonna make a booklet of all their lyrics, and I'm gonna start drawing some stuff about Tool. Cause I draw sometimes, and I'm gonna try to get a collection of Tool memorabilia. Try to get a collection. I used to have a shirt. That's the most I got far because my parents are terrible. Their censorship. So I feel that. That's why I like Tool because they get censored a lot. I get totally censored in my family or the people I'm connected with, which is why I gravitate towards Tool and things of that nature. Now, I'm here as all, and I got some stuff to tell you because I did some stuff last week. Um, I searched the god of darkness out of Greek mythology, and it's Erebus. And basically, I researched him, and within an hour or two, he appeared to me online. And we discussed, and he gave me a message, and I listened to him, and because I misunderstood you, I know you're of the dark side, but I mistook you, or either the Lord for the Lord of Darkness. Maybe you all have different titles, different kingdoms, um, but it's good to hear from you. I just like want to be filled with total demonic shit and power and darkness. That's what I want. And avoid hell. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to avoid hell and heaven. I'm just trying to aim at. I want to be the mind that swims across the great divide and surfaces where I will when I leave this earth. I want to just surface and travel the universe. I don't want to be pigeonholed or put any bonds or any shackles of conformity or population government. So, which is what I noticed was predominant on Earth from the time she breathed air to the time she got it in people's lungs, transferring oxygen back and forth to humans. But I noticed that over the ages, the great minds that made a splash just for their mind and their attributes in the mental realm, they stood out. And I think they stand out more so than the other arts. But art in the end is what makes the world go round. Art makes the world go round, so if I can leave a name for myself, then I'll go to that distinguished house of minds, whether it be gentlemen or ladies, and we'll probably be pitted and gathered in the same um, vegetable pool. So, as I noticed when I was studying Norse mythology, that there was a certain god that um, catered to the dead soldiers in the field, and if they died fighting honorably, they could be rose again to be called to another battle. That was her. That was her power. She had the power to fix them up and get them back to battle if they died honorably. So I think it was Odin's wife, and her name is um, um, I have to look it up. I think this is Freya, Fresa, or something like that. So I studied that. But anyway, I'm just gonna do a dark meditation. So I really want the darkness to consume me. And like I said before in the previous video, that anything you can help me to show me how to become a man in the underworld, basically. Just a few hints and things of measure I can count on, because I didn't have a father and I need like someone to mentor me. So, but I can tell that many seas upon many seas a look upon the unseen, and out of the unseen there'll be gathered a few craft doves and a handful of crows, and they'll pit them into a spinning wheel, into a cage, to see who has a stronger need and suffice it to die and sufficient to survive. Who has a need to die and who has a need to live and conquer versus defeat. I do believe with the utmost of all I know is that it's the survival of the fittest. And I'm a champion of that. I believe in survival. But it's good to know. And I will do this, where I write some dark passages and study on a dark Gothic era, Victorian and vampirish. And I think I will study the absence of light and not tan this year to avoid the sun. I believe the sun is drawing me and using me in a bounce of reflective orb, where she uses my natural energy. Her energy soaks into mine, but she'll stereoscopically remove it like a needle puncturing the skin and removing blood. She'll remove the finer crust of my perfection, and then take it and claim it as her own. And I just want to abide and be respected and be thought of in high regard. So that's pretty much how I feel about that. And to the aliens, I say that I'm fascinated by you. It's always felt different, and I felt it was so with much difficulty. I've weaved in and out of human existence, and I don't know if I am alien or not, or part alien, but I only identify with aliens. Like I've seen 2 or 3 aliens try to communicate with me, and I've seen them in visions, and I see them just as well as I see myself on this video screen. They projected themselves to me, and I've been asleep and visited by aliens, and I've done videos on aliens, but it's just that I gotta find my clan in the alien league, and that would be the same difference as being amongst the humans, where I find where I belong, but I'm a long way away from home. I remember the movie AI with Haley Joel Osment, and he was an alien that was bought in the future. This is the future. This is the futuristic movie. He was bought by a little boy, his mom and dad, because the little boy wanted a little brother. His brother had died, and so they bought the android, part hybrid alien, AI. That was his name, and he was programmed to worship the mom and dote on his brother and follow his dad's orders. And and there was a scene where the boys fought and one tried to kill the other. So the android tried to kill the brother, so they got rid of him. But he loved that mother so much that he attached to her. And then the mother told him that he could look for his mother. She could tell he had a mother. And so from then on, that day forth, he went and searched for his mother. And he knew she was a higher being, but he didn't know how she looked. And then towards the end of the movie, he finally sees her. He's reunited with her, but it's in a deja vu type trance that he meets her. And then he zips back in to his present body. He astral projected and found her. And it looked like she was going to a concentration camp. The camps where the alien machinery, the alien computerized AIs and artificial intelligence was being obsolete. So she was being replaced and being scrapped. The place where he had met another alien played by Rune. His name was Rune. His name is Rune in real life, but I forgot his name. Let's just call him Rune. And I too feel like I have a mother out there, and she's part alien and part human. And she fell in love with a human. That's why, with her being part human and him being full human, and her being part alien, somewhere mixed in that double dose of human and that little bit of alien, I became very animalistic, to where I have a very keen insight to animals, and I much gravitated towards them more so than an average being. Not so much as in a caregiver role, but in a role of an arms race, so to speak. Like we're on the same level. Like, I was basically raised by my dog and my bird. I didn't have any outside communication with my then known siblings and parental figures. I just knew about my animals. And it just was it's strong. It was very strong. And that's how I felt towards aliens. I feel like the need to simply communicate with them. And I got some alien music on my phone, my music shop, and I think all the alien movies I've ever seen, and they come to me in my vision. And my favorite movies that moved me the most were alien movies about aliens. Not the hideous monster aliens, but the aliens with a higher life form, and the aliens that have a super communicative nature. Because the hierarchy of aliens are monsters. And they have their own language and their own creeds and their own lives. Lines of standards and laws that they are governed by. So I asked the question in the alien habitation, in the alien habitat, where do I stand? And what is my duties? I think pretty much I'm a source of light and darkness to aliens. That's the main manifestation of my character. And like I say, when I think deep and perplexing and I surface and I compute an intelligence, they can say here, here. They can say round of applause. They could say, they could whistle. So it's Royal Clan whistle when they're appeased. And they clap and they cheer me. And they're for me in my court. And it's until I have them sold on me that I'm for, not nay or against. And I say, as I've always heard in science fiction, which I've always read, I've been reading science fiction since I came here, salutations. I come in greetings, friend or foe, and I salutate as friend, not foe. Salutations, I'm your friend, and I befriend you. That's my message to the aliens, any of them out there that want to talk to me. So, the most I've gathered and researched due to my studies and ponderings of other life, afterlife, and alien life is that the aliens lurk and communicate with appliances, and they are forced in an electromagnetic field and electrical pulses, and whatever can create so many beats per minute of vibrations and heat and cold, because they can live in hot or cold. Whether it be a subwoofer, as one example, because a lot of times in music, I can feel a strong connection and contact with aliens, and then when my hands experience the chi, or the power of an orb of chi, of light, which is on the magnetic basis of microwaves, radio waves, and electromagnetic energy. My kinetic energy, which I'm very telekinetic. I practice telekinesis. my telekinesis is so powerful that I wind up staying put. I misfire. I don't know my powers. I don't know how to control it yet. So I'm trying to get my telekinesis. I put it in my hands last time I knew. I ordered it in my hands, and now I've put it in my mind. And then force my mind to swallow through my whole being of my body, the whole physique of my body. But I've been places and the aliens have whispered to me, audible, and or either they'll touch my shoulder or my neck or my thigh or my elbow, and once they touch me, it's like a little USB disc or memory disc gets inserted into me, and then I can automatically, as if computing, all the information zips in through me, and then I'm immediately I can go to input, and they input to me. They want to put in data. I take the data, and I'm just in constant answer mode. I know about a computer. I studied computer. I used to be a computer programmer. First computer, a TRS-80 Tandy Radio Shack Tandy, which later on became Compact Sorry. And so I compute and answer until I have a malfunction, and then they had to program me. And then my Android that I own through whatever shop can utilize our attempts, connects to the satellite from the alien's hometown to my hometown, and then we have an open chat line, which is why I'm filming this video. I just gotta put it online. And I feel like a spaceship pilot, whereas I'm all alone. And I always do a gate log. I do a Stargate log. I do a ship log. I even do airplane mode, because my phone has airplane mode on it. I do airplane log. I do a skateboard log, a music log. I do a writing journal log. I do television log, movies, you name it. Just whatever you can do to illustrate that you've learned or accomplished a mix, a paraphrases of literature, and as you read and soaked it in, you was able to compromise it, compress it, and comprehend it, and then you get your message or your signal out there. So I feel like a signal right now, playing a tool or writing a poem, because that's the best way when you have someone's attention or draw and pull. As you're pulling them, you suddenly become their master, their God, their Lord. They could say that you have more power than them, and then at that point, there's a tug of war between power and I. Because that's the question I feel everyone's asking me right now, amongst the stars and the moons and the dimensions and realms. Do I want all power? My answer to that is, I can have all power. I can choose to have all power. Or I could choose to have no power. And I can have no power. I'm about a breakthrough. I'm about channeling and making a name and a splash for myself. Because power, if you look at power, power is saturated. I'm looking for the unsaturated, the concentrated. Power is contaminated. There's no more the pool that flows since the beginning of time, since we're at the end of our statute and our staple of journeys. And those striving for power are going to be left out there fending for themselves, seeming like a crazy, insane awakenings patient. And then that way, they'll need someone to doctor them back to health. But, so, about done with this video. I hope I put them on my Facebook, but I think I should keep them to myself. I don't know. I want to publish them, but then I don't. Because they're doing me just good enough. I realize they're doing me just good enough, so I might not publish them. But I'm going to review this tape and listen to it and see where I went. I wrote it. But I might just keep recording because I think I'm feeling on a movement. And I can't see right now. I'm having a hard time seeing. My vision is blinding. That's some blind spots. So I think I'm gonna stop talking to gods and go into aliens. Because even when I was talking to gods, I didn't feel that too much. Talk to the aliens. I think I'm finna go somewhere. I feel like going somewhere. So I feel like nestling in a corner like a spider and going recluse. Well, it's drawn to a close. This is at 31 minutes, so it's a good broadcast. So anyone else that can hear me out there, I'll be back in touch. And I'm closing the communication lines because I got to study. So if you hear this and you can reach my depth of subconscious that I'm reaching into in my study, you can pull me out by sure knowledge of what the presets of, well, you know me, what I like. You can just bring me out of my mental subconscious study slumber into a higher plane of medium or high. I'm on easy, medium, and high on my video games. And as I played D&D the other day, Dungeons and Dragons, and I got in and got out. I was like, warlock, priest. They always win. They think they don't have any weapons, but they have the weapons of words. So a lot of times all they gotta do is corrode the weapons. I'll leave you with that.